All right, welcome back, everybody. Back on the Gem Booms. Get this on.
Gin Booms.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm Connor.
I'm Robert, his dad.
Yeah, and today we have a song. We are doing Port Antonio by J. Cole.
Okay.
We've done one song by J. Cole.
We did one J. Yeah, okay. See.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So we have another one. The backstory to this one, it was released just this last year, December 31st. Wow. So it was released not too long ago. It was after. It still somewhat deals with the Drake and Kendrick beef that you were sort of aware of, and you actually listened to all the songs if you I don't know if you remember him too much, but
Oh, okay.
so he is talking. You'll see he's talking about certain things. Drake addressing people that are saying like you should have done this, you should have done that. So it's a bit of a response to it. So we'll get into it.
Okay.
Here we go.
Young Jermaine walked the straight and narrow. Minimum wage jobs for the narrow. But still my mind was on the zeros. I fiend for the perks that was seen flipping birds. So we was skipping church, but my eyes was on the sparrows. Niggas flipping pies, spending thousands on a payroll. Shit, I wanna shine too. I want dimes too. Now I'm bougie, I done outgrew the fountain blue. But never forgot the spot where I developed my plot. To dwell at the top, the veil where all my skeletons locked. If I could do it all over, then I never would swap. I seen good, I seen bad, had my melanin mocked. I seen lifelong friends turn to devilish ops. I was Mike in red leather trying to tell him to stop. You better beat it for you see that heavy metal get popped. And sit his ass on the bench for moving careless with rock. You can't relate unless your father was not around. And your mother went out and found someone else and then brought around. And they salaries then combined when they married and brought you out of that poverty. Then you moved to a soft little part of town. So that when you back in the hood you feel awkward about it now. Then your confidence start to drown. But the rapping gave you some positive thoughts, so you jot them down. You jot them down. Y'all niggas ain't stopping me. 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 Yeah.
I just want to pause it there for like a halfway point.
Okay.
So I don't know if you caught some of the lines, because there were some lines in there that he's talking about sort of the Drake and Kendrick.
Well, I didn't pick up on the Drake and Kendrick.
Yeah, there was
all,
where was
yeah.
it? What was it? It was
Right, I don't know.
yeah.
That
I
much.
don't think it's necessarily confirmed, but when he says, "I've seen lifelong friends turn to devilish ops," I was Mike in red leather trying to tell him to stop. So it sort of sounds like he was trying to tell both of them like.
Oh, okay. I heard that line, and I thought, is that the line? Because I mean, yeah, that seemed to be the only one that jumped out to me. That could be something. So yeah, lifelong friends. But were they ever friends?
Yeah, they were all of them friends.
But I mean,
They've all
Drake
come up together. Yeah, all of them.
Drake and Kendrick were friends.
Yeah,
at
they've
one
made
point?
songs together. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they were all.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting.
Especially, I think J. Cole and Drake are closer than Kendrick or Cole, or Kendrick and Drake. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they were closer.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so this first verse, there's a little bit of a mention of that. He sort of just let you know what's going on in his mind state of mind. I mean, talking about his viewpoint a little bit on it, and then about how this last part where he's talking about how he would feel weird going back to like to see his friends in the hood, because he's like, now I'm sort of a little bit wealthier, that it just feels out of place.
Yeah, I got that
part.
one. Yeah.
But I like the
makes
sample.
sense.
I really like the
The
kid singing thing.
yeah.
Yeah,
that was really
to
interesting.
it,
I like that.
to it. Yeah.
That part was cool. Yeah. Oh, okay.
So yeah, this next verse I think has more on it. Let's see if you pick up on the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but here we go.
All right.
Benjamin Button, cold flows, reverse time. To find deliveries good as mine, you gotta search primes. I'm scaling heights higher than birds can perch, trying to be something, hoping that peace comes to my cursed mind. One thing's for sure, that I've matured from my first rhyme. I learned long ago, you can't please them all and it hurts trying. So you search lines, but you struggle, which explains the puzzled look on the dull faces the word finds. I hate when raps become, but like do not disturb signs. Can't knock it if I see it's about to do. They instigate the fuckery because it's profitable. But singing stop the violence tunes with dudes in hospitals. I pulled the plug because I seen where that was about to go. They wanted blood, they wanted clicks to make their pockets grow. I wouldn't have lost the battle dog, I would have lost the bro. I would have gained a foe, and all for what? Just to attain some old props from strangers that don't got a clue what I've been aiming for since the age of 14. Jermaine is no king, if that means I gotta dig up dirt and pay the whole team of algorithm bot niggas just to sway the whole thing on social media, competing for your favorable memes to be considered best to live and rest. The weight of both things. I understand the thirst of being first that made them both swing. Now some will discredit me, try wipe away my pedigree, but please find a nigga out that's rapping this incredibly. My dog texted me, I share the words he said to me. If you refuse to shoot the gun, don't mean the gun ain't deadly. I guess in that metaphor, hypothetically, the gun is me. I texted back like, guess a gun ain't what I'm trying to be, my nigga. To start another war, hey Drake, you'll always be my nigga. I ain't ashamed to say you did a lot for me, my nigga. Fuck all the narratives. Tapping back into your magic pen is what's imperative. Reminding these folks why we do it. It's not for beefing, it's for speaking our thoughts, pushing ourselves, reaching the charts, reaching your minds, deep in your hearts, creeping to find emotions to touch, something inside to open you up, help you cope with the rough times and shit. I'm sending love cause we ain't promised shit. My nigga, y'all niggas ain't stopping me. Yeah. Y'all niggas ain't stopping me. Y'all niggas ain't stopping me. Y'all niggas ain't.
That was a lot clearer in the second part.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, way clearer.
That was interesting. His take on that, the whole thing, and that like it was, or his take anyway, that it's like a lot of it for social media clicks, and it helps sell records and stuff like that. And I like that one line about like because I wasn't trying to be a gun, like the whole, like that.
If you ain't shoot the gun, doesn't mean it's still not dead.
Yeah, that was a great line.
It's a good line from his friend, I suppose. But come back with another good line. I'm not trying to be a gun.
But I'm not trying to be a gun. Yeah, so yeah, I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, it had some interesting viewpoints. Some I think are a little, like when he's saying, I know for a lot of it, I think he's more talking to the fans of rap. I don't think he's necessarily talking to Kendrick or Drake too much, except for Drake a little bit, but. So when he says like for social media clicks to make their pockets grow and all that, I think he knows, like, at least I hope so. Like I'm sure a lot of people did, they just like drama, so that's what they're watching it for. But like,
yeah, could be.
It's definitely not some type of fake. Like Kendrick didn't like Drake. I think he had some valid reasons. So I think it would be dumb for Cole to just sort of be like, nah, it was for clicks.
Yeah, just for clicks, right.
So that's where I think he can be a little off on that part, but it's hard to see exactly what he's trying to say. But I do agree heavily with when he's saying rap fans are like, at least today's like, what was that line? He said they want clicks, they want stuff to make their pockets grow, but then they singing stop the tunes when dudes in hospitals. So it's like they want the violence, but until there's actually somebody who might die, and then they're like. Then they that common thing of like R.I.P. somebody on their shirts they do that with a lot of rappers. So
yeah, especially back in the day. So yeah, I mean that makes sense because earlier was talking about I didn't think it was necessarily specifically about Drake and Kendrick Lamar because
it was just sort of metaphor.
Because I mean also there's been so many rap battles over the years that. Some of them quite deadly, I mean.
And then he's just but
then it's very, very specific.
Yeah, it's every line, yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, it may not be even that he's saying that,
like the lines aren't
Kendrick and or Drake or necessarily doing it just for the clicks. But there is, I mean, he's probably not wrong that, these are both smart businessmen in some respects too. So they're artists, they're selling records, this and that. but they got to know to some degree that more drama is going to sell. It's gonna get so he's probably not wrong in that sense. It's you can't say it's totally like Kendrick Lamar's doing this just for the clicks. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, that'd be ridiculous.
I don't know anything about Kendrick Lamar, but I mean, I think he's an artist, and I know he's
like,
got like a Pulitzer Prize. I know he's he's a very well respected. So but I mean, also they were friends, right? So I mean,
that's why some people didn't really like this song because they were saying, I think Cole was still like sort of too soft and wasn't
because he didn't jump into the whole rap battle, or
sort of because I think
or,
with some of the lines that he says in some of his songs, he'll be like, I'm the best, I'll destroy any rapper type thing, and then it comes to it and they're like, well, he didn't actually.
Well, not in that song. I would agree. I mean, it was an interesting and but it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't like I guess amazing, like destroying anybody, but it was a nice vibe. It wasn't like a like,
well, because they're saying like in other songs he'll be like like the typical rapper thing where you gotta believe you're the best, and so he says that, and they're like, well, when it came to it for the battle, he didn't battle, so people had a problem with that. I personally, as somebody I think who was listening to Cole for a while, like even since his 2014 Forest Hills Drive, like I feel like you can see, to me at least, I don't understand these people that claim to listen to Cole. It's like if you listen to him, I feel like he's been the same. Like he's been like that peace guy. Like he's always more mature in my opinion, where he's trying to, like even on here where he's shouting out Drake and he's like, I'll always love you because I appreciate what you did for me. I find it very respectful, find it very mature that he's always been about peace and being like, I'm gonna say I'm the best and like I'm a great rapper, but I'm not gonna start this violence. I'd rather, like he said, I wouldn't have lost a battle, I would have lost a bro. And some people took that the wrong way, saying like, oh, he's saying he wouldn't have lost a battle. I was like, I feel like these people aren't really listening. Like the original, how that was meant when it was first created. Like nobody says it as in like trying to prove a point. They're just.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a really good line. Yeah,
it's like the point isn't the battle.
Point is like it's not worth it.
It's that I would have lost him. It's saying that like
as a friend, I don't want to
my loss personally wouldn't have been a battle. It wouldn't have mattered.
And so. Even if I win the rap battle, it's not going to matter if I lose my friend. Like, exactly. It makes total sense. Why is it called Port Antonio, though? Is there any particular reason behind that you're aware of?
I actually didn't really check. I don't know.
Okay, well, you don't have to. Like, I just was wondering. Like, whatever. But no, it was really interesting. To see somebody else's take on it who was kind of right in there. Right
in the three.
Yeah.
I really liked it. I thought it's definitely a 50-50. A lot of rap fans either like it, don't like it. I sort of get it because like a lot of people on Kendrick's side are saying sort of what Kendrick has said in some of his songs on GNX, but it's like, if you would have lost a friend from this, then we weren't really friends, because he's saying like you wouldn't have started this, you would have seen already, like you would have been on the same side as a friend already, which to a degree I could see, but I think the way it started was sort of dumb anyway, of just one sort of simple diss. Obviously it grew into Kendrick saying Drake's a pedophile and all this, but it started from just a diss, so and I feel like that's a fairly common thing.
That is pretty I didn't realize I know the whole genesis of the whole thing. Obviously, somebody does somebody, and that's not uncommon. And
on first-person shooter, maybe we'll listen to that. Drake and Kendrick, they said something. It wasn't even that bad in my opinion, but they said something. I completely forgot the line. But then Kendrick responded and like completely dissed back, and it was like this big moment. He was like, "F the big three, it's only big me," and then it just spawned all the diss tracks.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. So the big three, wasn't it Drake, J. Cole, and
Kendrick?
Yeah. And so somebody like Drake or somebody had said that, and then Kendrick said, "No, it's not. It's just like it's just me," or something.
No, I think they had sort of maybe dissed Kendrick. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Because I had heard that part before that you had said.
It's been a while. I actually forgot
about the big three, and then so I was like, well, that kind of sounds like he's a bit egotistical. If he said, "No, it's just me," but
yeah, there was reason.
Then it really went after that. Crazy.
There was definitely a reason for it. don't quite remember, but I just I really like this song. I just felt like he was, to me, I think he was always been the type of mature guy who's always gonna go for the peace angle, and I think that's good. I find that to be more mature, but a lot of people don't like it. But to me, I think that's sort of what he's singing about in this song. He's talking to the fans, so the ones that are always like, no, you should have done this. It's like he's talking to them, saying like, well, you always say to do this, and then when somebody ends up in the hospital, then you retreat.
Yeah, and sometimes it goes so far. I mean, calling somebody a pedophile is pretty far, but you go back to the days of Biggie Smalls and stuff like that. People are getting murdered, for rap battles. Like, it's not worth that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
definitely not. So,
so there it is.
All right.
That's it.
All right. Well, thanks. Yeah, that was interesting. I didn't know there was another viewpoint. I just thought it was the two of them. The Drake.
Yeah, he sort of broke his silence on it. Yeah, so that was cool. It was anticipated.
Yeah. Well, very cool.
Yeah. All right. See you guys later.
All right.
Comment what you thought about the song.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's probably 50% of viewers that disagree with the take.
Gotta hate it, and nobody's that
probably
loved it.
do.
Cool. Yeah. Let us know, and we'll see you next time.
Yep. See you next time.
All right.